Hello everybody, welcome back to the Book Corner. I'm Hermione, author and purveyor of good literature. So today's going to be the final video for today. I do absolutely promise that. It will be the final video for today. And it is, the third one in the volume is called Our Lady's Child. And this is a very religious kind of story. It is not a secular story by any stretch of the imagination. This has angels in heaven and the Virgin Mary and the Trinity and all of that. So this is basically about this woodcutter and his wife and the little girl, and they're so poor and so hungry and all this type of stuff. And the Virgin Mary takes the little girl away from her suffering, takes her up to heaven, and she grows up in heaven with all the angels and stuff like that. And the Virgin Mary makes this really big mistake and basically says that you can look at all the 12 doors, but the 13th door, you cannot look at it. What does she do? She opens the door. So what the Virgin Mary tells her in the story is that you cannot open the door and see what is inside, or you can't go in. What does she do? She opens up the 13th door. She opens up all the 12 doors. 13th door, she literally cannot help herself. She goes and she opens it. And what ends up happening is she gets a little gold on her finger to basically signify that she opened that door. And what ends up happening is she's kicked out of heaven for essentially disobeying and being a liar. And she ends up becoming queen, and she has 2 sons and a daughter. And because of the fact that she refuses to say that she broke the rules, she gets the babies taken from her. So what happens is, because she's queen and because they have mysteriously vanished, the people think that she ate them. And she is so full of pride, and she's also definitely full of she's very stubborn. She's a very stubborn character. Finally, she confesses that she did it. And she is forgiven. And she gets her children back. Thankfully, they did not open the 13th door. And she's able to live a happy life. So, what is the moral of this story? Do what you're supposed to do. Don't, if someone tells you to do don't do something, don't do it. They generally have a good reason. At least that's what I got from the story. It's just common sense. If someone tells you not to do something, don't do it. They don't have to give you a reason why you're not supposed to do it. They're older than you are. They've got a lot more wisdom, and they know the dangers of what will happen. I cannot believe it took this woman literally almost being killed before she said, yes, I did do it. But yes, it is a interesting tale. As I said, it is very religious. These are stories from the common man. And the thing is, nowadays we kind of look down on the common man, especially if you're in a little bit more of a position of power and authority. You do look down upon the common person. And you kind of have this attitude of that you are better than other people. But it was an interesting, very odd fairy tale. Most of these are short ones, except for the notable ones like Snow White and Cinderella, which is definitely going to be longer. The Barnes & Noble version of Grimm's Fairy Tale does not have that story and does not have the cat and mouse in partnership. So, yes, there's going to be a lot of fairy tales in this one that are not in that one. I actually have it up there on my bookcase, so I can just pull it out and kind of figure out Alright, so that is my fairy tales for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow with one fairy tale and on Sunday with another. So I will see you guys around. Bye, and be well.